Robert and I, offensive line coach here at Texas Tech. The drill I'm going to introduce is our pre-practice footwork drill. We do this every day to warm our kids up and to develop footwork. Here at Texas Tech, our pre-practice ritual includes jumping ropes. Here we have jump rope going forward. We do this every day before practice. Here's jumping jacks, which we go in and out with our feet. Here we have a shuffle going back and forth. We do this again every day before practice to warm our kids up. Here we have what we call a slalom, where we're going like a ski deal, going back down the slopes. And then we've got going backwards, stationary going backwards. Again, our kids do this every day before practice, and then we line up and we do a running, rope going forward, then going backward. Now this whole footwork, jump rope maneuvering prior to practice is a way that we warm our kids up, and at the same time we develop moving our feet and moving our hands. Okay, this is a single leg going backward. All we're doing is getting our kids used to lifting that leg up and retreating vertical at the same time. We do a lot of coaching our hands out, and our kids carry our hands high as we go through the ropes, and I have them repeat it if those hands are down and slacking. Okay, this is going lateral through, 1 foot out, 2 foot in. So we're retreating and going lateral. Notice the 1 foot out and the 2 feet in the hole. And that's how I describe it to the kids. 1 foot out, 2 feet in, going lateral. Again, hands up. The best athletes are the ones that are able to bend and stay low with their hips as they're going through the ropes. All right, now finally we have a diagonal. 2 feet in, 1 out, but we're going diagonal. So here we're developing, getting depth on every step. Every step you take, if you're going to be successful going through the ropes, you've got to get depth on every step. And at the same time, the rope requires you to lift those feet high. That's what we do to develop our feet and warm ourselves up prior to practice every day.
And I'm Dana Hogerson, I coach the inside receivers here at Texas Tech, and the drill that I'll be introducing here to you all today is a couple release drills that we do. First one is the cone drill that we work our foot fire on, and the second one is just individual releases. All right, the first drill that we do here, and we do this every day along with a couple other cone drills, is a little foot fire drill. And all we're trying to get the receivers to do is take as many steps between these cones as they can, pump the arms extremely fast. You know, when they get to the cone, they want to stick their toe in the ground and act like they're released into the other side. So it's just a good little drill to get their feet moving real quick, working their foot fire. And then the other main release drill that we do here is what we call our release drill. And as the coach, what you do is you say go, and then you tell them to release, and they release on your command. So go, release, and then they release. It teaches them patience. For guys not being too patient off the ball, then we want to try and get them to slow it down. We'll do this. We'll say go, release, and you know, main things we're teaching right here is keep separation from the defender, work on our hands. We want to hit the defender. When the defender's arms come up to try and jam you, we want to try and hit them between the wrist and the elbow. And then once they release, they got the choice between, you know, ripping high or swimming low, getting the hands off the defender, and then getting back over the top as Daryl did right there. You know, want to teach them to, you know, get their head up, pump their arms as fast as they can, pump their feet as fast as they can. And then when the defender's hands come up, they want to swat the defender again between the wrist and the elbow as hard as they can to get their hands off, and then rip high and swim low. You know, make sure the defender's arms are off, and then get back over the top of them.
Hi, my name's Sonny Dykes, coach the inside receivers here at Texas Tech. I'm going to talk to you real briefly about a drill that we use every day to help our players block. And we run a lot of screens, so it's real important for us to do a great job blocking on the perimeter. I feel like this is something that's really helped us this year. All right, this is a blocking drill that we do with our players. We do this sometimes before practice, sometimes after practice. What we're trying to emphasize here is hand placement. Once we lay our hands on the receiver, we want to drive our thumbs up through their armpits. And as we drive our thumbs through the armpits, we want our head to go back. Okay, so what we're trying to stress here is the idea of hand placement, driving the thumbs up through the receiver, up through the defensive back, and then rolling our hips. Okay, so what we do is everybody partners up, grabs a shield, and you know, they accelerate the arms into the receiver, into the defensive back, and try to place the hands correctly. Real important thing to throw the head back as well. So really, again, the 3 points of emphasis are hand placement, head goes back, and accelerate our hips through. Okay, normally we start this drill, you know, about a yard away with a bag, and we try to, you know, not go all the way down to the ground. And so we try to work a progression where the first couple of times we'll drive and stay up, and then we'll really try to explode our hips through and go all the way to the ground. Okay, number one down here at the bottom does a pretty good job here on this one. Okay, then we basically stand up and work the same thing. Work a fit. We talk a lot about the fit, and the idea is, again, we want to get our hands wide enough to where we can control the defensive back on the breastplate, drive the thumbs up through the armpits, and as we do that, the head goes back. We want to machine gun our feet. One of the things that we really try to stress is you cannot stop your feet. We got to do a great job of moving our feet constantly. And the same thing goes, we'll continue to work a progression here. We do it about 3 times each and then switch it over. One thing you guys are going to want to do a lot of times is cock their arms back. We really try to stress the idea of being in a good football position, you know, before we contact the defender. So we make sure that those guys start with their hands, you know, almost like they're running, and not throw their elbows back to accelerate. It's something we try to stress as well. 87 here does a good job. This is one of our players who does a nice job blocking. Pretty powerful and explosive, and does a good job of technique. Head goes back, machine gun his feet. All right, then what we do is we work a progression again. Now we put them about 5 yards apart. Put the dummy 5 yards apart, then have him back up a little bit, take 2 steps, and what the idea is here is we always want to meet the defensive back halfway. Okay? What we want to do is we want to break down with 5 yards cushion, and then we want to really emphasize the idea of keeping our shoulders square. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to push as the defender squats. Once we lose cushion to 5 yards, we're going to break down, and then we want to meet him at the 2.5 yard area right there. And same thing goes. Hand placement, head go back, drive our feet, and keep our shoulders square. Those are the points of emphasis right there. Meet them halfway, explode, try to roll the hips through as well.
Hi, I'm Bill Biedenbow, Assistant Offensive Line Coach here at Texas Tech. The drill I'm going to demonstrate for you today is the Big Bertha drill. All right, the drill I'm going to describe to you here is the Bertha bag drill. This is a drill that we do here at Texas Tech every day because we think it develops a lot of the techniques of our pass protection. We can work on the sets, staying low, keeping the hips low and bending the knees, head and shoulders back, but the most important thing that we do, that we think this does, is it develops getting our hands up quick and having a quick punch to the top of the numbers. As you can see here, what we're doing is we're aligning the offensive lineman head up on the bag. This is a bag that weighs about 300 pounds. We have our equipment manager throw the bag at the offensive lineman as hard as he can. Now, as the bag comes to the O-lineman, he sits down, punches, extends his arm, and holds a position until the whistle's blown. All right. This guy here, not a great job. What you want to do is you want to start with the same you want to finish with the same stagger that you start with. So this guy's right foot should finish back, but it's not doing that, so he has to go again. Next guy coming up here. All right, this is a pretty good job here. He needs to stay low. One thing that we always talk about is staying low, because we're going to have people try and bull rush us. So we got to lock our arms out and play low, bending the knees, hips down. All right, to get some different looks out of this, what we'll do is we'll offset the offensive lineman either inside or outside. So now we can work on setting to an inside defender, setting to an outside defender. As you can see from this guy here leaning, as the bag goes away, anytime an O-lineman goes forward, he's obviously leaning. And here, you know, we preach head and shoulders back, hands up, good steps. Here we have a center doing it. The one thing you want to do with the center is make sure he gets that offhand up right away. Get that on the bag as soon as you possibly can. Good set with depth, offhand on the bag, and then the snap hand follows.